Get started, I'm going to draw a basketball. So I'm going to come over here under my vector tools and draw a quick basketball, and I'm going to make gradient, and I want to take out some of that yellow. So there we go. Okay, the next layer, I'm going to get my brush, turn this to black, bring my opacity up a tad bit, maybe to 50, and reduce the size of my brush. I'm just going to put these little lines in for a basketball. Okay, now I have my basketball made, and I need to make this layer into a smart object so that I can have access to the transform tools in the video timeline. Okay. Right. So now I know this is a smart object, and I'm going to bring my ball to the bottom. This is where I want to start. And made a basketball court. Going to copy it and bring it into my new file. So I have a basketball court and a basketball. Now what I want to do is bring these two layers into the video timeline, not the animation, frame animation, but the video timeline. So I'm going to click here. You can see I'm going to get 5 seconds of track time. I want to go in here and for sure make sure I have my frame rate set to 10. Click OK. Okay, I want my basketball court to stay at 5 seconds, so I'm going to lock that. You can see I'm going to put a lock here. But this basketball, I really want to step and repeat it. So I'm going to drag it to one frame, and then I will be copying and pasting it. So my basketball is starting here, so I'm going to copy it, Command C, and then I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to paste it. And it's going to paste it in the middle of the page, which is just kind of a pain, but I'm just going to drag it over here. And I want to really step and repeat my ball. So I'm going to do this frame by frame. So I'm just going to keep on copying and Command C, Command V. If I've already copied it, I can just do a paste. Do this really quickly. Now I'm going to start to bring this down. And it's here that I'm going to do a squash and stretch. So on this one, I'll have this transform available to me. And I can come under the transform tools and distort this. So I want it to stretch a bit. Okay. Now I'm going to distort it, and I'm going to squish it. I'm going to start to bring this back up. I have to go under these transform tools and get the distort, and I'm going to now elongate it so it's going to get stretched a bit once it starts coming up. Can just accept it here. And now I'm going to bring it back to its original shape. Nothing's moving because it's all basically on one frame. So in order to move these across the timeline, I have to set these going across. I can do this manually and keep them on individual layers, or I can bring them and combine them all into what's called a video layer group. So I'm going to select all of these layers. So I have all these layers selected. And I'm going to go under New Video Layer Group for clips. So these are clips. And once I bring that in, or I select New Video Layer, I can see that each one of these clips from one frame to the next have been placed into one timeline that goes across. So right now I'm at about 1.5 minutes. I can drag this over and we can now watch it. So you can make these, you can also come in and make these a little, each frame. You can also come in and each layer can be altered, so you can slow things down or speed things up. You can also add a transform here, an opacity. You can work with keyframes for each one of these layers. So there's a lot more that you can do in terms of setting up these layers. But for working with a shape or a form, this would be a better way to work. If I bring back my playhead to the very beginning, I can also add a new video layer, and on that video layer I can add other animations. I can drag that below this or above it. So if I want to draw on that as well and kind of have something kind of fun happening along with each one of these, I can start with a drawing. Put onion skins on so I can see what I'm doing, right? So there can be other things happening in the timeline. You can combine both of these. So if we look at this, can turn off onion skin. So this is a way you can combine both drawing and layer shapes. This is a way you can combine both drawing and vector or raster-based shapes to your animation.